Is the keto diet good for motocross riders? That's the question we're answering today. What's up everybody, it's RJ with Twin Halos, and hopefully I'm going to answer your question, is keto good for motocross riders? And I say that because a lot of people continue saying, yes, it's good for me, yes, it's good because research. Well, let's define it and then see if it's going to fit you. So this diet can range from 60 to 70% fats, 20 to 35% protein, and then 5 to 10% carbs. So now the next question is, have you ever tried the ketogenic diet? If you have not, you can't knock it until you try it. The purpose of it is if you are consuming carbs and your body, you're not using this energy, it's going to get stored as fat. The purpose behind this diet is to start using fat as a fuel source. So by decreasing your carbohydrates, you're forcing your body to now break down fats to use them as fuel. So I'll give you a couple different scenarios and you'll find yourself in where you are, and then we'll see if it fits what your goals are. So if you are like rider number one, you are overweight and wanting to get in shape for motocross, and maybe you occasionally ride maybe 2 times out of the month with no weight training. You're just overweight and you want to start losing some weight. Would this diet benefit you? Absolutely, because you're going to start to use your fat as fuel, and that's going to help you lose that weight. But that being said, in between around week 3 and 6, anywhere in between there, you're gonna start to feel really fatigued. This is where your body is going to start to become what's called fat adapted. If you are consuming a lot of processed sugars, a lot of cereals, a lot of sugar in your drinks, a lot of sugar in your diet, that's gonna cause a lot of gut inflammation. And that's why the keto, or one of the reasons why the keto diet is so good, is because it helps you get rid of all the carbs. You're not eating all the pasta, all the cereals, all that sugar is now decreased in your diet, and your body is able to recover from all the sugar that you've put it through. So that's one reason why the keto diet is good, is because it eliminates all of these processed foods that we constantly bombard ourselves with. So it's just like training. You want to phase your training in and out of strength training, hypertrophy, building muscle, and endurance training. With your diet, you kind of want to do the same thing. That's just like eating throughout the seasons. All 4 seasons, you're gonna have 4 different type of meals all throughout the year. Now, rider number 2, let's say you weight train 3 to 4 times a day and you ride maybe 4 times a month, maybe every weekend. I would suggest that when your riding slows down, maybe in the winter months, and you start to ride a little bit less, maybe 1 time a month, or you don't even ride at all during the winter, that's when I would suggest doing the ketogenic diet. My personal reasons are because you need carbohydrates, especially with motocross and weight training. Now this is going to depend on your type of weight training. So if you're doing anything outside of strength training, maybe even outside of hypertrophy training, if you're doing any kind of endurance, me personally, I don't feel that this is a good diet to be on because you're burning through all of your carbohydrates. I would not suggest this diet for a long period of time. Now, if you're like rider 3 and you are super fit and you're constantly in the gym, always riding every weekend as much as you can, I would not suggest this diet at all for that person. Motocross is very high intensity, and then depending on your weight training, what you're doing in the gym, you definitely need carbohydrates. Because your training depletes you of all of your carbohydrates, you definitely need to be consuming carbohydrates in order to replenish these carbohydrate stores in your muscles. Because if you're doing high intensity training in the gym and then you're riding motocross, you're definitely going to feel fatigue and you won't feel like you've recovered from either your workout or your riding. Now, my experiences with this diet and strength training, I wasn't doing any high intensity stuff. All I was doing was lifting 5x5. I was lifting 5 reps for 5 sets, deadlift, squat, bench, weighted pull-ups, and shoulder press. Now, doing the keto diet with this specific training, my strength definitely went up. It went through the roof. My deadlift when I first started it was 185, and then by the time I ended, I was able to deadlift 300 pounds. Now I attribute this to just adding more fats into my diet. I was eating the same amount of calories, I just cut back slightly on my carbs. But like I mentioned before, in week 3, I felt like ass. I could not finish a workout and just felt so fatigued. I kept pushing through it, but eventually I had to get carbs back into my body in order for me to feel better. So I did not feel that the ketogenic diet helped me long term. Short term, yeah, it may have, to increase my absolute strength when I was just purely strength training. My personal opinion, if you want to be a high level athlete or the average Joe that maintains their fitness level, I don't suggest the ketogenic diet long term. So don't overscience this, just get your macronutrients, your carbs, fats, and your proteins as close to these ranges that I gave you earlier in the video, and just see if your body benefits from doing close to ketogenic or the actual ketogenic diet. I really hope this video helps. Let me know in the comments below if you do try it and then what your results were. Did you like it? Did you improve in any of your lifts? Did you improve your time at the track? What was it that you did while on this diet and how did it improve? Or did it not improve? Did it decrease? So let me know in the comments below when and if you do try it. So that's it for me. I'm RJ with Twin Halos, and I'll see you guys in the next video.